Do we actually understand contemporary history? When people dismiss the Gospels by saying there are no contemporaries or the authors weren't alive at the time, they reveal a fundamental misunderstanding of how ancient history works. 1. Christianity does have contemporaries. We are not dealing with a historical vacuum. From the first century, we have the apostles, the immediate disciples of the apostles, church leaders who personally knew them. This is explicitly reflected in Ephesians 2, which speaks of apostles, prophets, pastors, and teachers existing from the foundation of the church onward. Christianity did not emerge centuries later. It was organized, taught, and transmitted immediately. No birth dates? That's normal in ancient history. Critics often scoff at the absence of Jesus' birthday or birth year, but this objection collapses instantly when compared to accepted historical figures. Here are just a few major figures with unknown birthdays, yet no one questions their historicity. Al-Razi, Persian physician, chemist, philosopher, pioneer of pediatrics and ophthalmology. Countless ancient kings, generals, philosophers, and scholars. Ancient historians did not record birthdays. This is not a Christian problem. It's a universal ancient history reality. The Tacitus wasn't alive excuse, a category error. The claim Tacitus wasn't alive when Jesus lived is not an argument, it's a misunderstanding. Open quote, ignorance in Latin literally means one who does not know. Close quote. By this standard, most of ancient history collapses. Examples that historians fully accept. Polybius was not alive during the early Punic Wars. Livy wrote centuries after Rome's founding. Plutarch relied on earlier sources, not eyewitness memory. Josephus recorded events he did not personally witness. Yet no serious historian discards these sources because of that. Roman history is copies of copies, and that's accepted. Consider Quintus Fabius Pictor, c. 270 BCE, the earliest Roman historian. His works are lost. We know them only because later historians cite him. Livy, Dionysius, and Plutarch all rely on secondary transmission. And what do scholars call this? Normal ancient historiography. Yet when the same transmission model exists for Christianity, critics suddenly invent a new standard. Lost works are still treated as history. Entire works are lost, yet historians accept them because they're cited by others. Menander, Antiochus, and Eumenes, lost, known by references. Andromeda, lost, cited later. Ovid, Medea, lost, referenced by later authors. No one dismisses these figures as fictional. No contemporaries to Jesus? That's simply false. The claim there are no contemporaries to Jesus is misleading. We have eyewitnesses, students of eyewitnesses, independent writers outside the Bible. Examples: Papias, hearer of John; Polycarp, disciple of John; Irenaeus, student of Polycarp; Josephus, Tacitus. This is not mythological distance. This is direct historical proximity. Hatch, ancient history without contemporaries is the norm. If lack of contemporaries invalidates Jesus, then it also invalidates ancient Mesopotamia, Gilgamesh, Sargon the Great; ancient Egypt, Imhotep, Khufu, Sneferu, Djoser; ancient China, Lao Tzu, Huangdi, Emperor Shun, Fuxi; philosophers and religious figures. Socrates, known only through Plato and Xenophon; Pythagoras, known through later writers; Buddha, biographies written centuries later; Confucius, teachings preserved by disciples. Yet these figures are taught in every university on earth. People who didn't write but are still historical. This is the final nail in the argument. Many major figures never wrote a single word themselves. Socrates, written about by students; Confucius, recorded by disciples; Buddha, preserved orally then written later; Jesus, written about by the Gospels, early Christian leaders, non-Christian historians. And uniquely, Christianity preserves named chains of transmission: John, Polycarp, Irenaeus. Where this all leads. If the Gospels are rejected using standards not applied to Roman history, Greek philosophy, Eastern religions, ancient kings, then the objection is not historical, it's ideological. By normal historical standards, the Gospels are early, are multiply attested, are connected to eyewitnesses, are supported by external sources. Conclusion: yes, there is ample historical evidence to believe the Gospels are rooted in real people, real events, and reliable transmission. And anyone who denies that must also discard most of ancient history to be consistent. If you want, I can.